It's just so good to be true. Hi, good evening and welcome to my studio. Today is all about the eye. Always going to be covering the fundamentals, which is what I love, plus values, which is a big one. So, show you what I have here on my screen. When we understand what we are painting, it makes it so much easier. And I want you to notice that the effect of light on the eye, that's the main thing. We have the eyeball, we have the upper lid, we have the lower lid, we have a highlight that strikes this lower lid, we have this highlight, we have a cast shadow from the upper lid into the eyeball. And when we paint the eye, I usually start, and dogs have a very round eye compared to human eye. So we can literally start with the circle, and then depending on the angle of the eye, some white is going to show too. There's also a common color for the dog's eyes that ends up making easier for you to learn your colors and represent the eye better. Hi, this is how I'm going to approach the eye and show you how to create an effective eye by understanding the anatomy of it. And I really want to have an easy approach to the effectiveness of it. Eye is a circle and it's brown or reddish or whatever color there is, a sienna. Why don't we start by creating the body color, the body tone? And in this case, I'm just going to do burnt sienna. Here we go, basic shape. If I'm painting a dog, that's pretty much what I do. I make a circle for where the eye is. In this case, I'm going to copy this one, and it has a pupil. So I'm going to add the pupil. Pupil is always black. So let's indicate the pupil. See how simple? Just do that. Now, let's imagine I have a green eye right there. That's my color of the eye. And I'm gonna mess in the green. I'm gonna imagine that my light is coming from this direction. And I'm going to now add the pupil. It's always in the center of the circle. That's my pupil. I do have a darker rim on there is a darker rim around the eye. But the main thing is you have your color of the eye, you have the pupil, and then you have the effect of the light that when it hits here, it reflects on this side or the opposite side where the light's hitting. And it is going to make your green lighter. I'm just going to add this lighter green right here. I can make it even lighter than this. And maybe even lighter than this. Let's make a really light green right here so you can see. So, That's what the light will do to the eye with the lighter side. And then you have the very important highlight right there. So, like with everything I paint, you have the body tone, you have the reflection, you have the highlight, and all these values are so important. This is going to happen to that. You're going to have a lighter burnt sienna. What's a lighter burnt sienna? Burnt sienna is orange, and so a lighter orange will be this orange. I'm just simply going to pick a lighter orange from my palette. I'm not going to add white to my burnt sienna because it's going to make it dull. And so I can even go lighter than that and add yellow. And so that's going to be the side of the eye that reflects the light. And then here I'm going to have the highlight. Now let's add the eyelid. And that's when it's important to look at your anatomy of the eye. Now we're going to cut in. Actually, in this eye, I see some white of the eye. Now the white of the eye is never really white. It's almost like a little bit of red, reddish. And I'm going to add that to it. I'm going to add this pinkish whitish light white to here. And you can imagine that the whole eye is surrounded by the white of the eye. But so if you wanted to be very accurate, you can build your eye like that and add the white of the eye all the way around before you start cutting into with the skin. And so, like with everything we do in oil paint, we build. I almost see purple there, and that's why I'm going to pick up purple. And now I'm going to build on this eyelid and cut into the eye and cut the shape and add these different strokes. And then here, there, and then here, and then it comes down like that. And so I have this skin around the eye before I add the fur. Yes, I can go back later or even now and add a little darker detail to the skin right there. So, things like that. And we are going to now create some color for the fur around it. And I see this duller orange, which on my palette, for you to know, is raw sienna. It's this perfect color. And so add the fur around it. It's darker here and darker there. Also very big on rhythm of application. You have to move your brush according to the anatomy like that. Let me mix a little bit lighter color here. Actually, we can mix a little bit of yellow ochre, getting lighter this is dark. So now, building on the eye. This is a good start. Let's bring in some more details to make this eye really, really pop now. And this is what I would do. Now we can bring in more light into the white of the eye. So, adding lighter lights and darker darks. See how I have these almost like dirty colors, but they help me build on the automatic cast shadow there. And I see light coming from the top and more here. And I can even darker with the burnt umber. I can create more cast shadow up here and on the contour of the eye. I can spend a couple of hours painting an eye. I'm going to add this dark all the way around. Why? Because it's a sphere, and a sphere goes darker as it turns. Yeah, it accumulates more color. I'm going to now improve on this even more, and I can make this even darker right here. And it is a make it, break it, and make it again is like a constant going back and forth. I see a highlight, which is actually almost blue. I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter. So there's a highlight there on the lower lid. And then I see blues, and we can make a lighter blue. And you can go crazy with colors on the eye, guys. I find it that the most colorful, the prettier it is. Now, what if you had this eye outside and you had the sky reflecting on it? Then you put blue on the reflection of the sky. I'm gonna make some blue. I think white and phthalo blue make a great sky reflection. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add this blue right here. It's like it's reflecting the sky. So. And keep adjusting and fixing. This top will be darker than the bottom. I'm gonna create a bigger drama than it is, just to make it more fun for you. Always using colors, color, 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 color. Hardly use white. Yes, you have to use white, but white kills the brightness of the colors. And it goes up more like that. Yeah. So you do the circle and then you cut into. Cheers. Bye guys. Bye-bye. And don't forget to subscribe.